How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over the updated guide for Bing on how to take it further than what the starter build on Maxroll offers you. And this is kind of the adjustments or things that I've basically changes that I've made since then. So based off of that starter gear that you have, the extra uniques that or legendaries that I recommend you pick up are kaleidoscope rings. These are basically unbeatable as soon as you get your Bow of Endless Dusk, mind you. With these, again, you're getting this because of the way that kaleidoscope works. You are getting the effect of this both times, whether it's elemental damage or physical damage. So the only time it is not taking effect for you is when it's active for the erosion damage, which is fine. It doesn't matter. Basically, it's up 2/3 of the time, and you accept that, and you're kind of okay with it. So you're getting massive damage boosts out of these. I did craft Flat Fizz on there as well. If you wanted to go for some extra defenses, then you could just craft Life on there as well. Or if you have like Legendary Amplitude 3 ones, you would want to craft Life on there. But I'm just going up with what I have. And basically everything I have on here is self-found. I think I bought one of these rings for maybe 20, 30 FE. And then I bought the boots here for like 5 FE for these Valerie's Night Strolls. And everything else is just self-found gear. So it's all relatively inexpensive. I have like a slate and stuff that I bought that pushed me over 1 trillion, but I'm like confident that you can hit 500 billion basically with under 500 FE on this character. He's extremely affordable. So you're getting yourself massive amounts of damage. I think even with everything I bought, it's still under 500 FE. So we'll go over the slates and everything from here, but again, the slate that I bought might end up going in price because I mentioned this, so I'm going to give you guys alternatives as well because I'm only using the tree that I am because of the slates that I have. So I am using Eternal Sea Fog Belt. This isn't offering me anything offensive at all. This is just basically giving me some extra blur effect and some extra movement speed, rather. And then basically an additional effect for blur. So I'm just moving even faster. And then when I'm stacking this along with Valerie's Night Stroll, I am able to get Stealth Stab. Because we are using blurry steps here, blur is ending all the time. So you pretty much always have your buff up from Valerie's Night Stroll. So you are getting that damage buff from that. And then while you are on the move, when your sentries are down and you're just trying to run around for mobs, your blur is typically up. So you're taking less damage during that. For the gloves, I did just craft gloves with fervor. That's pretty much all you need. And then for offensive stats, you want dex, you want your physical damage to attacks, and then you want some life. And then for you want your res because you're going to need your res. So then we're using Howling Wind here. I did need to craft a sealed mana on here. I'll show you why. You don't have to run the same defenses that I'm running. I'm not even saying that any of this build or gear is set in stone. I just know that this is basically, I was kind of testing things around. I wanted to make sure that I was mapping very quickly. Without, as long as I'm mapping quickly and I'm not dying, then I'm happy. I think my total deaths on this character all time is 7, and this is all the way even through campaign and everything. So this is AFKing. Like one of the deaths was in that like Gerald arena where like the ground has degen and it looked like it was gone and it killed me. So, all in all, the character is surprisingly tanky for only having 3k HP or not even 3k HP. So there's a surprising amount of defenses that are in this, and you're going to see why. So we do have a blind vision. I did self-corrode this using Emberon cores by just basically running the Dark Surge mechanic. You get maybe 5 to 10 of them per map, so very easy to self-farm. You'd have absolutely no issues doing that. So again, just keep picking up blind visions. Any of the ones that have this T1 attack speed or projectile speed, I just basically go and hit the corruption on. I'm just going to continue to corrode these until I get a 50% one. So, and then you can basically push them together using these things right here, the inheritance axis, in order to basically push your crafted mods from the bottom onto a new corrupted top. Then we are using heavyware right now. I haven't even bothered looking for a better one of these. I know they do exist. The mods can obviously go much higher, but I haven't had to worry about it. So this has been fine. I have less physical damage taken here and some life, so it's offering the defenses I need and obviously my damage for offenses is already there, right? So I'm not too worried about it. In regards to the tree itself, in regards to the slates, so God of Machines and Machinist is the same. I am only running Warlock because of the slates and things that I have that I found, basically. I had no intention of going Warlock. I don't think you should go Warlock unless you specifically have the slates that I do, which I don't think are the best slates by any means. I just was looking for basically cheap options to scale the character. So I first started, I got this slate here, and I was like, oh, the mod that you do want is your 8% additional attack speed if you've dealt a crit recently. This is the biggest thing to scale your build is attack speed for the sentries, because your sentries are getting their cast speed. You know, they're getting your attack speed bonuses as well. So we're just stacking and scaling our attack speed basically as high as we possibly can. So we have 3 of these, but when I saw this penetrates 3% LE res for each elemental ailment, I was thinking that like, oh, I have this other slate laying around. I have another slate that gives base ailment damage. So I'm just going to put it to use. Again, just trying to be cost effective, like not really thinking about anything. I wanted to go try to buy a dirty tricks pedigree to take advantage of the fact that we're doing all ailments, or that we want to do all ailments. But those were very expensive, so I started looking around at open wounds. These earlier were about 130. I think people have been starting to see my build, so they're starting to go up in price a little bit. If you do not have this slate, just stay on the build on Shadow Dancer. Like, there's no reason to change off of Shadow Dancer unless you are specifically trying to go for this slate setup, which I don't even think is the best. So I bought and used this specific slate setup because all the slates all combined, I think, cost me under 200 FE. I know I paid 88 FE for this slate. As you can see, it's just open wounds and nothing else. And then I was buying these slates with this 8% additional attack speed for like 5 to 10 FE. They're still very, very inexpensive, so you can search for these if you're looking for something specific. You might be able to find yourself something really good, like this one with +1 max charges. That really comes in handy to have the extra charge. I have that on another slate that you might have not seen yet. So that's actually very helpful here. This restore missing mana is actually really nice. I might just buy this right now in the middle of this video, so we'll see. But yeah, search around. You can find a lot of these slates that are basically just free. They might have something beneficial, they might not. It's all, again, tried not to spend very much money. The whole purpose and everything on this build is basically like, you can scale this character far enough to basically do the majority of the content in the game you need to do. Like, you're going to do 8-2 comfortably, 8-0 comfortably, without having to spend additional money. So that's kind of where we're at with staying with it. And then again, my last slate is literally just this cooldown and then some additional damage applied to life. Yeah, outside of that, if you are going to use this tree, you do want to go Prelude. So every time we're using a non-main skill, and then you do want to use Dirty Tricks. I have converted this to a 1-button build here using activation mediums. You don't need to buy these either. This all comes down to personal preference. So I did end up buying and putting a root attack on here. And I ended up taking off the slow projectiles because of that. Then we are using a... this is our centralized loading, is what's basically using to proc our root attack. Because so whenever centralized loading lands, it considers as us stopping even if we're holding down our movement key. Because you hesitate for a second, your character basically stops and it will proc everything else. So we have a root here, activation medium root on Blurry Steps. We have an activation medium root on Archery Bond. The self-sacrifice here is for bossing only. If you're not running this on bossing mode, then you want to end up just ensuring that you're running this with extended duration instead, or with Mass Effect here. In regards to the passives, this is where you're going to see things that is where you're getting a lot of your defenses as well. So we have Precise Projectiles here with Concentrated and Aura Amplification. Then we are running an Acuteness Imbue here with Mark. And then we have our Summon Thunder Spirit here with Protection Field. And then we have another Summon Flame Spirit here with Protection Field as well. So both of these have their buffs that they're doing. here. So we're basically transferring 9% damage to each one of them. So that's adding a little bit of extra defenses is there on top of everything else that we already have. For the candles, I'm just running LA Res candles. And then for your DPS pets, I happen to just have a couple here. This additional attack speed is really nice. Yeah, so if you don't have these, again, just run any attack pets here with projectile speed, as well as attack speed if you can get it, or attack crit rating. That's pretty much all you're really looking for your boss pets. So, yeah, I guess if you have any questions about the build, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And other than that, see you in the next one. Go ahead and showcase a T8 map here as well for people who wanted to kind of see what the build is like. Here with this root attack here. We'll go ahead and we're running this with Dream and with the League mechanic here. The good thing about the sentries is you don't have to aim them, they aim for you. So you don't really have to do anything at all, except run around and loot. Everything else, the pets are handling it. Doing the League mechanic, they're taking its sweet time to spawn, but other than that, if you're just trying to use this on like a boss rushing strategy, every time we hit W, it does just spawn everything for us. So we don't have to worry about it. As you can see, the sentries are auto-targeting for me. I'm not looking at them. I don't really have to do anything. If I am running around, it's just so that I can hit the button to spawn some more sentries here with the W skill. But all in all, the build is pretty fast. Obviously not the fastest thing out there. I don't have a Soul Eater candle. It could get it even faster, but it's surprisingly fast for what it is. Let's not die to this boss here. What we get off of our SS loot here. Just a caught shell, a couple of them, nice. There we go. Let's go ahead and we'll do our Dark Surge while we're doing this Whispers here. So the good thing about the way that this kind of works with the activation medium root attack, it seems like it's pretty good about actually getting your pets inside of it's pretty good about getting your pets actually inside of your archery bond here. Which is the majority of the damage. If you ever run this and you notice your damage is like falling like way down, it's because your sentries are not inside of your archery bond. And then keep in mind for the tree, again, there's a reason why I do not take this last node. It is because if you take this, then your archery bond is going to spawn 2 sentries instead of 1. And then what will happen is instead of having 3 of these up and 1 archery bond, you'll have 2 archery bonds and 2 guys. So you'll lose a lot of damage. So make sure you don't take that node. Don't accidentally get it on a slate or anything. And yeah, other than that, see you in the next one.